Powering up essential systems. Booting root C/audio logs. Reviewing previous data cells. Repairing audio files.
We are here to help you end this situation where you have to hide out. First of all, help comes in saying hello, we want to help. You neither greet them nor block them from entering, while Dice just rifles through all of our packs and just getting beat with sticks. Again with the inhospitality.
Bravo, we just broke in. They have no reason to trust us.
So, you're gonna be a guy on the inside?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know that show.
Trust me, it's incredibly boring. And he hits the play button on the VCR. It's really interesting. This hasn't really happened that often before, but I mean, you're coming in here at the express instructions of Papa Toussaint, and then eventually you get to the bottom when you just sign.
Well, I was gonna say I don't know how to sign.
Oh, yeah, it's the best.
Yep.
And you two both try to hold in a little bit of a chuckle as you're walking down the hallway.
I'm not trying to chuckle. I was choking back a cry. Oh boy, my first assignment. What'll it be, Mr. Ted?
Ted tells you that your assignment will be special projects. You see that Rex has been assigned, at least for the time being, to one of the standard city patrols, just to help him get his feet under the layout of the city and to get acclimated and used to being one of the guards here. Rex, one of the people in that guard squad that you've come to know, his name is Taryn, and he's kind of been the person who spent a lot of time with you these past couple of days. You've been doing these just kind of the rounds of the city, getting grips on things for a couple of days. And on day 3 of you being an official guard of New Pittsburgh, when you come into work, I guess you clock in, for lack of a better term. I don't know. Maybe these guys actually use old school punch cards.
I punch in and
yeah,
I punch it physically because I don't get it.
I don't get it.
It's got one of those. It's like one of those hand hole punchers.
In this society, punching in, they just have an enemy of the state that are tied up, and you have to punch him. You walk in.
You punch in and you go.
Ow.
You go to.
I'm sorry.
You begin your shift. You meet Taryn after getting all your gear, and he says to you, "Well, Rex, tonight we got some excitement coming."
Oh yeah, what's happening?
And he's holding a piece of paper. It's got words on it, I guess, to your perspective. And he goes, "We've got orders. There's a family that seems to be seditious, and we're gonna go have some fun tonight."
Oh boy, what does seditious mean?
It's like when someone doesn't like New Pittsburgh, and since they're in New Pittsburgh, it's a prereq that you like it here, and so we're gonna go fix that.
Oh, okay. We're gonna be doing some convincing.
For sure.
I'm good at that.
All right, he goes, yeah, but we're waiting for that until tonight. In the meantime, though, we do just have our regular, I guess loop. We're gonna spend a little extra time around these folks' home, though, to make sure that we can find the best way to convince them. But we need to
got it. Sensible.
This kind of morning interaction, it plays out. Now, the thing I'm interested, Rex, a little bit. Is there anything that you've been specifically doing, especially over these past couple of days, as you've been seemingly welcomed into the guards ranks? We as the audience know that you're here for ulterior motives, though. Is there anything that you've been doing on the sides, or is it just blending in?
I've been doing a lot of blending in. Really, the big focus is trying to keep my eyes out for details. Specifically 2 things. Number 1, any sign in the street that, at this point, I'm kind of hoping maybe the rebellion has found out about me, that Bravo and Dice have done their part. Maybe they know to be on the lookout for me. You know, just trying to find that one person who's maybe looking at me like, yeah. The other is being on the lookout for any of the secret things that the audience knows about, but the other 2 don't.
Say what?
I say, Rex, what are your like personal feelings about having this sting operation later tonight? I mean, I imagine this is something that you've had to do a couple of times when you were in New Orleans. Like, are you excited to be back at it again?
In a way, yeah, kind of. This is old familiar territory from back when Rex was basically at his prime. This is what he did the most. This is when he was in the city that he loved. This is what he did. So it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of bringing a few feelings back. Probably not a great thing, but it's not like he's immediately lapsing. Like, I wonder if he has softened up a little bit. I think he is really more expecting that it will be like actual convincing and not maybe as much physical convincing, I think that's what's going on in his head. He's like, yeah, like it's an old sting operation. It's like the good old times, but maybe not like that one time.
As Taryn said, during your patrol, you make sure to go by the area that you will be infiltrating tonight. It doesn't, like, just at a quick glance exterior, it doesn't look like anything special. It's just a standard kind of very compressed townhome places in the residential district. There doesn't seem to be anything particularly special about it at a quick glance. Is there anything that you wish to do, like personally, to like further investigate it or learn about this place before the operation tonight?
I suppose I would ask Taryn, kind of upon seeing the townhome, maybe in a quieter voice in case there's anyone that could be listening, and be like, Taryn, you know anything about this group that we're hitting?
And Taryn, he nods and he starts to talk. He's like, in the report that we got from the informants, we've learned they've been doing some very suspicious activities. This family, they've got two children. Both of them are being very questionable right now. They've got a teenage son who's been reported to just be kind of meandering aimlessly throughout the city. No point, no purpose. We don't know what he's doing. It's a little fishy to us that he hasn't been finding a place to stay busy, or finding even people to associate with. We're worried that there's something that he's up to or looking for that we don't know. And more concerning to us, their little daughter has been marking some very concerning things on her history tests and her schooling about New Pittsburgh. Things like, I don't know why we don't leave the city, or I don't know, like, what would we do if mommy was doing something shady and she didn't immediately say report her to the police.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yes, and so, I mean, there's only so much you can blame a child, but it definitely means that either her parents or the teachers or both are failing her severely.
Got it.
And we want to nip this one in the bud.
Of course. Okay, so it's a family with a teenage son and a younger daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, no, I want to read a person.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but it's not a charged interaction.
I mean, in this world, everything's
I punch him and then I read a person.
To a degree.
I'm kidding. Yeah, if I can't read him right now, then
You are undercover, and if you get caught, you'll die. I'd say that's pretty charged.
GM?
I'd roll with that.
All right. Thanks, Aaron. That is, let's see, this is a sharp. That's an 11.
An 11? Alrighty, then you get to ask 3 questions off of that list.
What is he really feeling?
Taryn he's really hyped for this. Like, as far as his typical day goes, I mean, like, there's a lot of action. There can be a lot of action in New Pittsburgh, but for like your generic guard, like, it's mostly just presenting an air of authority and safety and power. It's not super often that, like, the generic guards get put on these kind of sting operations. So like he's hyped that he gets to participate in this tonight.
Right, okay. And then what does your character intend to do?
Taryn intends to make the time pass as quickly as gosh dang possible.
Okay.
And in other intents, I think you're getting a little bit of like, you're seeing through that kind of like that jittery and the fairly lengthy like watching of this house. Excessive force is also intended in there.
Got it. Okay, that's what I was a little afraid of.
Wants to prove that he is more than just a generic guard.
Got it. And what does he wish I would do?
Help him look good.
Okay, well, sure. Slightly unsettling. All right, I think I'm good then.
In that case, nothing as you continue your patrol and finish up the day part of this shift. Nothing else particularly interesting or like of note stands out.
Have I been seeing any more of that graffiti?
You definitely have, yes. You've seen it as you've done your patrols, and you've gone around.
Yeah, I wanna ask Taryn then.
Okay.
Hey, Taryn. Graffiti seems like it'd be something that's not allowed here.
You are absolutely right about that, my friend.
So, I keep seeing that symbol there. What's the deal with that?
It's some people who think they have a chance at standing against us. We try to clean up as much of it as we find it, but it's hard to keep pace with these losers who think that, oh cool, I got some paint I can put on this wall in this weird shape and think that it helps. Like I'm defiant. Cool, I guess whatever. You're safe here. Why do you need to be defiant?
Right. It just seems like there's a lot of it. That's a problem.
Yeah, we've been trying to get to the bottom of it, but I don't personally know too much about what they've been doing higher up to try and stomp on it.
Well, here's hoping.
Here's to hoping.
Cool. All right.
And as your day continues on, and we crossfade over to Bravo and Dice. Bravo and Dice. Last time we had a very uneasy truce, is probably the best way to phrase it, between you two and the three permanent residents of the Order of the Defiant Omens hideout, Carter, Dahlia, and Lucasta. You can't help but get the feeling that you're more of a prisoner than a guest at this point.
Okay. Are we just picking like kind of right up from where we left off, just kind of at that standoff that we had?
Yeah, we're picking up like maybe 20 or 30 minutes after that, where
okay.
Tensions have died down a little bit, and it's clear that at least for now, it's just going to be a little bit of a waiting game, because people have to be, if you want a meeting with this resistance movement, you're gonna have to wait for them to show up.
Yep. Okay, and we have to wait like Okay, we're still in that 2 weeks till meeting date.
Did they say they were gonna get their boss to come in and talk to us?
One of them did say that, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So, when does this boss person show up?
Who are you addressing this one to? Just the room at large, or one of them specifically?
The room at large.
And let's see, yeah. Dahlia, she responds, he comes when he wants to.
All right. Well, I'm guessing that you're not going to fill us in on the operation until then. So, unless you have any questions for me, I guess I'll just chill.
She just kind of looks at you stoically. Lucasta seems to be gathering some things, preparing to leave.
Ooh, where are you going?
Yeah, so Lucasta, she says, I mean, if you want to go and talk to any of the people, we've got to let them know that you're actually here.
Oh, I guess so. That makes sense.
By all means.
Go. Have fun. Don't get caught.
She goes, thanks. And yeah, she grabs her a few small things and heads down the ladder. We don't know exactly how long it's going to take for Lucasta to get everyone, whether they're going to come with her. Ostensibly, you have a good chunk of time to do kind of whatever you please, interact in whatever way. Is there anything that you guys want to do or attempt to do or pay attention to or whatever during this kind of downtime?
Do we have...
I'm just excited to finally meet the people in charge of this revolution.
Do we have free reign, or are we kind of being reined into a certain area?
I mean, how are you trying to figure this out? Are you trying to bump up against the walls to see where they are, or Are you like
No.
asking?
I just want to see how the kind of vibe is, because I don't want to overstep my boundaries, because I'm also still trying to, but I also want to explore if possible.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of see a little bit more, maybe go back down into the other area that has all of the items in it.
Yeah, so the vibe that you've been getting so far is a very, it's this weird mix. Like you've been told explicitly, like, you cannot leave.
I'm not gonna leave.
But also, like, you don't know exactly if, like, does that mean leave this room? Does it just mean you need to be accompanied wherever you go? Like, do I have to stay in this one spot? It's not super clear. It's this kind of it's this kind of vibe, and you get this idea, like, maybe these people haven't done this all that often.
Then I'll just sit there.
I see Dice, like, looking around and, like, wanting to go look for more clues, and I just lean over and I'm like, hey, Dice, I think we've already pushed these guys to the edge. Let's just act in a way that'll let them relax a little bit. We know we're not their enemies, but they're still having a bad time. So I just like sit down on the ground, my back against the wall, and I like kind of motion for her to join me and just like sit and wait.
I'll look back at them, and then I'll go and sit next to him.
And then I'm just gonna try to. We don't need to role play this out. I'm gonna try to make nice small talk with the two that are remaining there, with Dahlia and Carter, just to in
Like
the meantime try to reduce tension.
Okay.
But that's it. Bravo's not really gonna try to accomplish anything else.
Or you could try rolling for Han.
Ooh.
I could, yeah.
I was gonna say, Bravo, do you want that sweet XP?
Oh, I always want that sweet XP. I'll try to seduce, manipulate, bluff, fast talk, or lie to someone. Tell them what you want them to do. Give them a reason and roll plus haunt. I feel like we got things off on the wrong foot. I just want to get to know you guys a little bit better. I think we're going to be working together a lot, and if you don't trust me, that makes sense, but maybe if you learn a little bit more about me, you will.
Yeah, do you have any questions? I'd happily answer some for you.
This is my goal with this role. What I want them to do is talk to me and get to know me.
So you're trying to almost like bait them into a conversation?
Yeah, I mean, not even bait them. I'm straight up telling them, like, I want to have a conversation so that they can trust me. I'm not. This is manipulate according to the rules of the game, but not manipulation according to it. There's nothing sneaky going on.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. Sure, go for it.
8.
Because on a 7 and 9, they'll go along with you, but they need concrete assurance.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Can I help him?
Yeah, sure.
Because I threw in the little line of, I'm open to answering questions too.
That is true.
So let me see. I rolled a 9. That's a +1.
So that still doesn't push
So
it
that
up
still
into
doesn't
the
push it.
Still
success
doesn't
rate.
push it over.
Needed a 10.
I think just in the response to this, Carter pipes up and he goes, "Not really in the mood to talk right now."
Okay. Bravo literally closes his eyes and goes to sleep. I'm just so excited to meet the rebellion. How long is it gonna take?
Well, we fast travel through sleep. So I guess Bravo goes to sleep. Dice, how are you gonna pass the time? Do you want to like try and instigate conversation again? Do you just want to chill? You want to explore?
I want to start up some more conversation because we've seen 2 of the floors and kind of got a peek. Bravo got a peek of like what was above the office space.
Yes.
Okay. She's gonna look at Dahlia. So how many floors are there to this place?
She kind of hesitates for a moment, and then goes, "Oh, there's only a few."
Only a few, so like one more above us, and then like maybe one more after that, or just like the bottom floor with all that stuff. This one with the desks, like 3 or 4, 4 or 5.
And she kind of hesitates, like, there's just the one more above this. And Carter's like, "Dahlia, we don't need to tell them everything."
Well, you're not asking me any questions, so I'm gonna be asking you questions because it's honestly quite awkward just sitting here staring at each other.
That's how prisoner situations work. I ask the questions here.
Bravo snores quietly.
He's sleeping. I am not capable of doing that. So we will continue sitting here staring at each other. Or we can just, chat a little bit. Have you ever been outside the walls?
I just rolled an 11 for sleeping under fire.
Alrighty, so Dice, whatever you do, Bravo will be 100% unaware of what goes on.
I am so excited for this.
Take a Sharpie, draw a mustache on him. Like, nothing is gonna wake this sucker up until
Nothing's gonna wake him up
to go.
I love it.
As you make the comment about like I'll just sit here awkwardly, like we could do that, but I'd rather not. Dahlia kind of cracks a little bit, and she goes. She answers your question about being outside the walls of the city. She goes, not really. I mean, this home that this place that we have here is kind of as close as I've gotten.
Are you curious to know about what's beyond the walls?
She kind of thinks about it for a little bit, and she responds, I mean, kind of. I don't really know what's out there. Be interesting to see it, but also what could be out there.
Oh my gosh, so much. Oh, it's crazy. So honestly, immediately around New Pittsburgh, there's not a lot going on. It's kind of like dead wastelands. Bleh. So not super exciting.
She kind of goes a little pale. It's not super motivating.
But, hear me out. As somebody who's kind of traveled extensively, not extensively, but quite a ways, there's gangs, there's zombies. I know this guy here sitting next to me, he comes from a place called Siliconia. Don't know much about it, but I know I've heard some crazy things. Like, they do a lot of work with, like, technology and things like that. The place that our friend Rex is from, he is from a place called New Orleans, is what he says. There, apparently, his society was very similar to this one that we're in now. But, oh my goodness, there's so much happening. I've seen, zombies. I've seen crazy rabid wolves. There are gangs all over the place, and it sounds scary. Which is why, honestly, having little societies like this is nice.
She kind of cuts in and goes, that's terrifying.
It's terrifying. But I found a place called Eden, and I really enjoy being able to call it home because it lets us do what we want, essentially. And it's a freeing experience. The place that I came from was very much not so.
And Dahlia kind of quirks an eyebrow a little bit and says, I can understand not being able to do what you want and having things forced on you.
I had to leave, I didn't have to leave. I chose to leave the place that I was from because it just seemed that everything that I loved would be taken away from me every time. So I grew tired of that, of having everything taken from me all the time, and I left. Granted, we were surrounded by zombies, but it was definitely a very freeing experience being able to leave, see the outside, because while it is terrifying, you're not trapped.
She kind of takes that in, that last phrase, especially that, like, you're not trapped, and kind of just mulls it over for a bit. And she says, how did you get out of your first town? thank you so much for all of those who have been listening to this podcast. If you would just be able to go and subscribe on whatever platform it is, or share, send us a review or a voice message even on Anchor, that would be wonderful. We love hearing from you, and we love to see your feedback, and we want to make sure that you don't miss any of the upcoming episodes. That would be a true tragedy. So go ahead and do that. And I think that's everything. So we'll get back to the show now.
Hello, lovely listeners. This is Aaron, out of character for a very special announcement. We are about to start recording a second campaign. This one is whole new setting, whole new characters, new genre, new role-playing system, and a couple new voices that you haven't heard before. It's called Spacing Out, and I will be the game master. Imagine a kind of Stranger Things meets Interstellar kind of story. So the teens of small town Aberfield, California are about to get themselves entangled in a mystery that stretches beyond the edge of this galaxy. I'm super excited. Hope you are too. And if you want to get your name in the show as an NPC, go ahead and just share something about us on social media, and I'll name a character after you. If you post on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter with the hashtag SpacingOutPod or hashtag DystropiaPod, I will name an NPC after you. Or if you want to post about it somewhere else, go for it. Just make sure I see it by tweeting it at Aaron Ignota. Just, I don't know, screenshot it and send me a direct message or something. But while you're there, give me a follow. I post about the show. I'm posting some cool art that Trent has been making that's custom to each episode, and I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you think of the show as a whole. And that being said, let's get back to the episode.
Well, she's gonna kind of look over at Bravo, kind of wave her hand in front of his face a little bit, see how asleep he actually is.
Fully asleep.
Dice lore.
I rolled 11.
It's more dice lore.
Okay. She kind of scoots up against the wall a little bit more. All right. I've never actually told this story out loud since it's happened. We won't go all the way back to the beginning. We'll just go... When I was younger, my mother passed away. I lived in a small little society. There were only about 50 to 100 people there. And it, unfortunately, like I said, the area that I grew up was prone to zombie attacks. And my town was not immune. So during one of these attacks where they happened to get through the doors or over the wall, I don't know exactly what happened. I just know that one day we were just swarmed. My mother didn't make it, and I had to get out. And with the help of some other people who were also getting out, we made our way to a bigger city nearby that had more people and was a little more established, that was willing to take in the handful of us that were able to get out, called Chicago. It used to be a big, bustling city, so that is kind of where we were, and where I had to kind of reestablish myself after, my family was gone. And during that time, my mother had started to teach me about things like medicine, so I had wanted to continue practicing what she had taught me, things like that, helping people. I always do what I can to help people, because we do live in a place that's not great. But anything that I can do to make it just a little bit better for somebody makes it worth it. So in Chicago, I found that they were trying to work on a cure for the zombies. So I got in to help them work on this cure, and I met the love of my life. So I worked with this organization for a handful of years, and honestly enjoyed every single moment of it because I really thought that I was helping out a great cause. Until I found out that everything I'd been working towards was not that. Turns out, where I started to feel trapped was within this research center that I had come to know and love. They weren't trying to help people. They decided, I feel like it's kind of taking a step back here for a second. I feel like this is something pretty common I've seen in the few societies that I've been to, trying to defend themselves from the outside. But Chicago started going about it in the wrong ways. They wanted to mutate the zombies, make an army out of enhanced undead. After I found out what was going on and everything, I up and ran away. And for you, it's not as easy. I feel like it's going to take a little bit more to run away for you, but thankfully for me, I was able to get out, and with help. I definitely did not do it alone. So I guess, really, in order to escape things like this, it really comes down to trusting the people around you and working together to help yourself, to get yourself out. After she kind of finishes going on her tangent, she looks back at Bravo to see if he's still asleep.
Still sleeping.
Yeah, Dahlia's just quiet for a moment. Seems like she's thinking and trying to process what has been, like, the story you've told.
So you don't necessarily have to fully trust us or even still necessarily believe us that we're from the outside, but I mean, I didn't make that up, and we are here to help.
Dahlia, she kind of nods at that and goes, my parents are still in the city. Don't quite know where I am, but if you can help, this will be one of the best things that's ever happened.
Dice will just kind of sit back and quiet down after that.
Dahlia and Carter kind of do the same. They find little places to make themselves comfortable while still watching over you two. Dahlia's very much noticeably more relaxed.
All right.
Yeah. So we fade from this incredibly, deep and emotional, just very down to earth and grounded conversation. And we fade over to the stomping of boots down the street. There are three figures. They're wearing their guard uniforms, the armor that is associated with it, looking as cool as possible. It's almost a slow motion shot. We see Taryn and Rex in their guard uniforms. They're one step behind the person who seems to be in charge. This is a relatively tall woman, and her guard uniform is tinted a dark red. She appears to be the one who's leading this sting operation. Rex, you would know her as Captain Shanisha.
Okay.
And she's giving you and Taryn a little bit of a very brief briefing as you approach the home.
Brief briefing.
She addresses you two as we're walking. She's like, I expect this to be a quick operation. In and out. No muss, no fuss.
Right, so when you say no muss, no fuss, what's what if there's no resistance from them? What's like the play?
If there's no resistance, then our job is really easy. We are to apprehend them, detain them, and bring them back to the police station for interrogation and probable re-education.
Excellent. I mean, not excellent that, there's, troublesome people, but...
She kind of nods as as the three of you approach this house. Captain Shanisha is in the lead. You go up the steps to the house. She takes a fist and pounds on the door, and she yells, "City guard, open up!" You hear some very hurried footsteps, and the lock of the door opens, and it opens a little bit enough that someone can look out, and Captain Shanisha puts her hand on the door and kind of forces it open, and she says, John and Mary Sue Lane. can't keep a straight face with that.
Spent a while on these names, did we?
The sad part is this was part of like the actual like planning and prep. I'm like, oh yeah, their last name is Sue Lane, and then it just ended up being Mary Sue. So,
Oh no.
Don't worry, there's no self-insert here.
Oh, she's gonna start doing like backflips and stuff. And everybody loves her. Her character flaw is that she's too powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. Captain Shanisha puts her hand on the door, forces it open, and kind of begins to like muscle her way into the doorway, with the two of you behind her. And she goes, John and Mary Sue Lane, in accordance with New Pittsburgh City Ordinance 63, you and your family are under detention for suspicion of sedition and disloyal activities. You need to come with us. And at that sign, the teenager, you hear this crash from like what could be the kitchen, and you see a lanky figure sprint across the door, the end of the hallway.
Run! I chase.
Alrighty. Let's see. I think we actually have rules for chase. I think. Hunt prey. There we go.
It's so funny because I was thinking like it triggers that reflex like when you turn your back on a large cat.
Yeah.
When you run, Rex runs too.
Cool. Yeah. So when you're the cat, roll plus cool.
Okay. I'm just checking to make sure I don't replace this. I think this might actually be like the first time I'll ever roll cool. Yeah, because normally it's just under fire or Overwatch. So yeah, this is actually my first cool roll ever, I think.
Alrighty.
That is an 11.
Alrighty.
9 plus 2.
Alrighty, so I'm going to leave this narration up to you. So you succeeded your roll. So the exact wording is, on a hit, you catch your prey out. On a 10 plus, you've driven them first to a place of your choosing. Say where.
Is there like a back door? I imagine the first thing that this teenager tries to do is run in the exact opposite direction towards any escape. Out the back door. You know, Rex is gonna like bolt immediately after him. Maybe he has to even smash through the door if he needs to. If he like tries to throw the door closed behind him.
A mini oh yeah.
A mini oh yeah. Exactly. Just add to that scary juggernaut thing.
Yeah.
I imagine the teenager like tries to run down an alley or something, and then Rex is still running after him, and he finds himself in like a corner.
Alrighty. Perfect. Yeah. So you've got this scrawny teenager. They've like skidded to a stop. They're desperately looking around for some way out, and they turn around and they see this hulking giant of a man in black SWAT style armor just thundering after them. I say you've got them cornered.
Why are you running, kid? Got something to hide?
He goes, no. It's a misunderstanding. This isn't. I didn't do anything. Why you didn't do anything?
Kid, I'm not gonna hurt you. Just gotta come along with us, okay?
The kid is. His eyes are kind of dry. It's like, well, if I didn't do anything, then why are you here?
If you didn't do anything, why are you afraid of getting caught?
And the kid is trying to stammer and figure it out. And at this point, Taryn comes thundering up next to you. His weapon is pulled.
On the ground, kid.
The kid, at this point, it looks kind of like it's a little bit of sensory overload for him. Like things aren't processing properly. He's hyperventilating, and he's kind of stalling. Is there anything you'd specifically like to do to get a certain outcome?
I'm afraid of what will happen in about 5 seconds if this kid doesn't get down. So now I'm desperately trying to think of how to not get that outcome. Rex looks over at Taryn. Taryn, maybe we can just like cuff the kid.
Roll to seduce or manipulate.
6.
Let's see. So what happens? You tell Taryn, hey, maybe we could just cuff the kid. And Taryn starts to lower his gun so he can grab a pair of cuffs, and the kid tries to make a break for it.
Do I react first, or does Taryn react first?
Roll to act under fire.
And that dice is gone. That dice has gone to the void now. That's do something under fire. Oh, thank goodness I replaced this with hard. 7 plus 3.
7 plus 3. All right, you get to act first then.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to tackle the kid and take him down and pin him.
Yeah.
That's the only solution.
You got that split-second lead on Taryn before he was able to get that gun back up. The kid tries to make a break for it, and you hurl yourself at him. Beautiful football leaping tackle. The kid goes down. Gets pretty scraped up on the way, obviously.
His fault.
It really is. With that, you are able to narrowly avert Taryn opening fire on this kid and have apprehended him. You halt the kid to his feet, and he's still, like, at this point he's just shaking. He's shaking in terror. And he's not really saying anything.
Not good at following instructions, are we?
No, but he just kind of quavers, looking, I guess, behind him at you. And
Let's bring the kid back, Taryn.
Alrighty. And Taryn grabs the kid roughly by the handcuffs and starts forcing him back towards the home. Once you get back there, it appears that everyone else was much more calm about the situation than this kid and Taryn were. So,
oh, are you sure the little girl didn't open fire?
You come back, and Captain Shanisha is lying on the floor, looking more like Swiss cheese than a human being.
No.
Nah.
Mary Sue has already overthrown the dystopia.
Mary Sue is already the new leader of this utopia.
Everybody loves her.
But for real.
Congratulations, you have successfully apprehended the Sue Lane family, who have been exhibiting seditious and disloyal behavior.
Kid tried to make a run for it. Twice. It's not a good sign.
Captain Shinichi goes, you think they teach him better in schools? Sorry, that's not her voice. You think they teach him better in schools?
Who knows? Maybe it's not the school's fault.
Maybe. But if it's not their fault, at least we've got the culprits. She kind of gestures her head over at the parents. Cool. And with that, you begin the amazing process of escorting these 4 individuals over to the police station. As you exit the home through the front door, you notice that all of the like adjacent houses, all the homes nearby, their lights are on, and you see faces poking out of the windows, watching what's going on.
Is it normal for this to be some kind of a spectacle? Do we wave them off, or do they need this?
And Taryn replies and goes, "Oh, the spectacle's expected. This is how we keep the peace."
Right, got it.
And with that, you're able to bring them all over, get them into the proper authorities' hands. And so, Captain, after everyone is detained, Captain Shanisha, she talks to me for a second. And she goes, "You handled yourself very well out there, Rex. Wouldn't have expected that for a newcomer."
Oh, thank you. Just trying to do my part to apprehend those that are breaking the rules. It was like instinct, you know. Why would you run if you ain't done nothing wrong, right?
Precisely. It's good to have a man like you on the team.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've done something like this.
She goes, "Well, it doesn't seem like it. Good job, soldier."
So what happens next? What's, I'm probably going to question him. Then, what happens if there's a wrongdoing discovered?
And Captain Shanisha, she goes, "Well, they will be questioned and interrogated. We have our ways of getting to a person's heart, you may say. We'll help those who can. We'll help those who can be reintroduced to society with a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. They'll see the light."
Excellent.
Ready? But with that, she dismisses you and she heads off in one direction. Your shift is over, and you've had a very good and very productive day.
Is Taryn still around?
You could find him. Yeah, he's over in the locker rooms, stowing a lot of his like body armor and stuff.
Is he the only one there?
He's the only one who's staying there. There's like 1 or 2 people who are like moving through the room, but it's pretty empty. Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna go up to him. You'd be like, hey, good work there.
Just thanks, Rex. You did pretty good out there too.
Yeah. I did have just one quick question. You're gonna pull that? You're gonna fire on that kid? I asked that, not
threateningly,
casually. Yeah. Casual.
Goes,
just like, wait, were you gonna, shoot him if he got away?
Darren, he says and goes, yeah, absolutely. You said it. Like, if you hadn't done anything, you're telling the kid, like, there's no reason to run if you haven't done anything. Must have done something.
Yeah, exactly.
He was gonna get away. I've got the tools to do the job.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Again, just wanted to say, good job. Looking forward to more. Well, not really. I mean, in the sense that there shouldn't be rule breakers, but you know what I mean.
And he goes, yeah. But I mean, hey, if there's no rule breakers, this job gets a lot less fun.
That's true.
Hey, guys, I'll see you tomorrow, Rex. He closes his locker.
All right. Okay. So it's like night, right?
Yeah.
Where do I sleep again?
There is like a bunk room for guards who don't have like a family home yet.
Is that within the station, or is that like in that kind of square that we had
It's within the station, yes.
Okay. Is it like past curfew?
For normal citizens, yes.
I can't really roam around unsupervised still, I don't think. Okay, I'm going to go to bed.
Alrighty then. Rex goes over to his bunk and hits the hay.
Yeah.
And
he still has his walkie-talkie, yes? He didn't get
correct.
that confiscated.
That's true, okay. I do. I probably got issued a new walkie-talkie as well.
Yes, he did. He has access to lots of walkie-talkies now.
All of the walkie-talkies. Okay.
You can't really leave a message on a walkie-talkie, can you?
If only.
Still just waiting for a sign. A message, anything.